Hello again, dear listeners. Welcome to part 8 of A Sanctuary for Healers. This video is about the spiritual necessity of sleep, digestion, financial energy, and setting boundaries practically taught. Take a moment to settle. Feel the surface beneath you. Feel the simple fact of your body breathing. In this series, we have explored the unseen, the subtle, the energetic layers of service and restoration. But today we turn towards something quieter, closer, more practical. This transmission is about the spiritual necessity of sleep, digestion, financial energy, and boundaries. Not as productivity hacks, not as optimization strategies, but as sacred foundations. Because for the healer, burnout does not always begin in the aura. It often begins in the body, in the bank account, in the nervous system, in the places we were taught were ordinary. Today we remember nothing about your human life is separate from your spiritual life. Let us receive the message from the keepers. We often seek the spiritual in the transcendent, in the peak experience, the download, the vision. But what if the most profound spiritual work of the exhausted healer is not in raising their vibration, but in grounding it into the most basic elements of a life? This is sacred pragmatics. The understanding that God, spirit, source, whatever you call itis, not absent from your bank account, your bedtime, or your digestive tract. It is waiting for you there. Let's begin with the altar of sleep. You cannot attune to cosmic wisdom if you are in a war with your own cortisol. Sleep is not a lapse in consciousness. It is the daily, non-negotiable ritual of dissolution and repair. It is where the psyche composts the day. To honor sleep with a dark room, a regular hour, is not a biological duty. It is a spiritual discipline. It is saying, I trust the universe enough to be unconscious in it. Next, the sacrament of digestion. You are quite literally transforming the flesh of the earth into the substance of your being. How can that be anything but holy? Eating while rushed, anxious, or repulsed by food is an act of spiritual ingratitude. The practice, one conscious breath before the first bite, to taste, to thank, to receive. Your gut is not a machine, it is your inner soil. Tend it with reverence. Now, the liturgy of financial energy. Money is congealed life energy. How you earn it, spend it, and fear. It is a direct reflection of your sense of worth and exchange with the world. Ignoring it, resenting it, or seeing it as unspiritual is to deny the flow of energy in one of its most tangible forms. The practice, look at your bank statement without judgment. See it as a map of your energy flow. Where does life force leak? Where does it stagnate? Adjusting this is not materialism. It is the stewardship of your incarnated power. Finally, the architecture of boundaries. A boundary is not a wall. It is the membrane that defines your sacred inner space. Without it, you are a public park, not a sanctuary. Saying no is not a negation of another. It is an affirmation of your own capacity to choose what enters your field. The practical teaching. Start small. No, I cannot take that call then. No, I do not have the energy for that extra task. Each conscious no is a brick in the temple of your selfhood. These are not mundane details to be handled, so you can get to your real spiritual work. This is the real spiritual work. The divine is in the details of a life that doesn't collapse under the weight of its own service. We will practice this here. We will learn to make our sleep deep, our digestion easy, our finances clear, and our boundaries firm. Not as self-help, but as sacred tech. Because a healer who cannot manage the physics of their own life cannot sustainably hold the metaphysics for anyone else. Thank you for listening.